What's going on, everybody? This is an episode from the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast. Do you like podcasts and you want to see the full podcast? Make sure you check out the No Gimmicks Needed Wrestling podcast on all your podcast platforms, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, among many others. But you're listening to the episode right here on YouTube, so make sure you hit that like button and below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to NC Studios and NC Level Up for all your gaming needs. This is the Nerd Coalition. Enjoy the show.
Because we got to talk about All Out. So, All Out was yesterday on Saturday, September 7th, which is literally just 2 weeks after All In. And I'm still sitting here telling you right now, I'm not a big fan of this turnaround. I don't like the whole turnaround thing, where it's like, you need more space for the pay-per-view. And to be honest with you, when I seen that the match listing for this card, the only thing I was interested in going into this card was Will Ospreay and Peck, because we just knew it was going to be a great wrestling match. And
I'm looking forward to Hangman and Swerve, because they had an actual story behind it.
That's how I was getting to that. And Hangman and Swerve, because like I said, that is the most built story that has been on the only thing on this card. Anything else I didn't really care for, but yeah, number one was Hangman and Swerve. Hangman and Swerve, especially after he burned Swerve's childhood home to the ground on Dynamite, which was hilarious. Because you sent me that text, and I was like, wait, what's going on? Because funny thing, right? I was actually watching I was on social media when I seen Swerve. It's like, hey, person, I want to go buy his childhood home and everything like that. And at first glance, I really got caught up into it, and it didn't hit me until later that tonight's Dynamite, right? And they showing this now. Something don't seem right. But you know what? I dismissed it because let's just be fair. When it comes to storytelling in AEW, it has not always been the greatest, right? So then when they had Hangman come in there and he going through the house and he burned that shit to the ground, it's like, they're chef's kiss. Great way to end the show. This motherfucker better main event All Out. And thankfully it did. So prior, we had in total, if you include 0 hour, a 12 match card. But there was four fucking matches on 0 hour, which had about a total 25 wrestlers. Because it was just let's have Collision Part 2, because they had Collision on Friday, and I was like, well, I guarantee you nobody watched that show, because one, Smackdown was on Friday. On top of that, the Eagles and the Packers game, that Brazil game for football was on also. So they did not get watched at all. I'll be surprised if they cracked 100,000.
I seen it was Collision, the show where they had Danielson, Pac, Claudio, and Willa Yuta versus I forgot who the other four they faced, but they faced Okada and the Bucks. And is that not the same match? Or
Yeah. That was Collision on Friday. That's what like an all-star thing that they did, because they said it was trying to sell the show, because they knew good damn well shit wasn't gonna get watched with all that stuff going on Friday. It's too. I mean, they just had to. You couldn't have it on Saturday, because honestly, I thought that All Out was gonna be today, but it wasn't. So yeah, it was a tag team match, 2 trios matches, then a 3-way trios match. I was like, no, thank you. I didn't care for any of this stuff. Didn't watch any of this stuff. So we kick off All Out with MJF versus Daniel Garcia. We know that this rivalry has been heated, and the thing is, the match starts off. MJF comes out and he poses in the ring, and then he has this big banner that comes out and says "Thank me later." And right after that, Daniel Garcia just comes in and starts beating the shit out of him. He attacks him during the entrance, and they just start fighting. And they had a pretty intense matchup going through. A lot of back and forth action, a lot of crazy risks that they took, and the match was always on like 100. It wasn't no build up to it. This thing was always on 100. Daniel Garcia is already bleeding. He hit the whole story of the match. He's trying to hit this second rope pile driver on the MJF, and
does he still do that move?
no, he does not dance no more. He's being serious now.
Okay.
Yeah, he don't do the body roll no more. What?
Because when he was doing it to people's face, I was like, bro.
Yeah, like, bro, you need to back the hell up. So yeah, but that was the whole story of the matchup. But MJF outsmarts Daniel Garcia as he's trying trying to go for the pile driver, and then he slips out of it. Well, one, he does hit one pile driver, but he kicks out of it. But he slips out of it, hits him with a roll up, and Daniel Garcia loses the match. Now, he looked strong in losing. It wasn't like he just got destroyed. He looked strong in losing. But the thing is, though, after the match, MJF tried to go shake his hand, and then Daniel Garcia shakes his hand, but then he sees the kick coming. He blocks MJF's kick and kicks him in the balls. And then he sets him up on the top rope, spits in his face, MJF's face, and then gives him the pile driver from the middle rope, taking out MJF because he's still selling that his hurt neck from that match with Will Ospreay. And Daniel Garcia leaves strong. Great opener. I thought it was a good match. Daniel Garcia looked strong in the end. But here's my thing, though, because look, once again, call me Mr. Get Off My Lawn, or call me, however you feel about it. I'm not into the whole spitting on each other thing. That's gross to me. Am I alone in that, Prime?
No, it is, but I get why people do it.
Yeah, it's just like, and then sometimes when wrestlers be fighting and they be drooling and be falling like Sami Callihan, I'm like, y'all, really, this shit is just unsanitary, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't see you got hot to a girl out there, but that's talking doing sex. I'm talking about in wrestling. Because the nasty shit about it is he spits in MJF's face, he gives him a pile driver, and then when MJF's laid out, you can still see the spit on his face. That's just disgusting. That's just fucking disgusting. Like, in the words of how you were saying, Prime, you got to see me in the back.
Nah.
I'm saying that you're gonna have to come see me in the back. The next matchup they had was tag team match for the tag team champions, the World Tag Championships. It was the Young Bucks taking on the Blackpool Combat Club of Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta. You already knew good and damn well them coming in here. They already the trios champions, so why would they win the tag team championship? You knew they wasn't going to win. They wasn't going to win at all. This is all about, I mean, did they have a Young Bucks match? Yeah, they had a pretty good Young Bucks matchup, but in the end, the Young Bucks prevailed, and they won, and they pinned Wheeler Yuta, which was some foreshadowing, which is going to happen later on in the night. So after you heard what happened later on, before we get into it, did you see it coming at all?
I know they was losing, so yeah.
You did good. Next match they had was for the International Championship. It was Pac taking on Will Ospreay. Now, once again, like I said before, I already knew that the wrestling was going to be great in this matchup, and boy, we got match of the year contender with this one, because it's Will Ospreay, it's Pac, this is the shit they do, and they had a banger of a match, one-on-one. Hell, there was a point Pac hit the Black Arrow. Is that what he calls it now? The black.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Black Arrow to the outside on the Will Ospreay. And he just gets up from it cleanly too. I said, damn, that's hot. Then he hits
it's like the Hurricane Runner from the top.
Yeah. Yeah, he just gets up clean from even when Will Ospreay hits one of his own, and he hits a Black Arrow. It's like Pac hits it first, and then he falls on Will Ospreay, and then just gets right back up like, hey, shit, I got this. I'm just like, bro, it's hard to maneuver that inside the ring. Then Will Ospreay takes Pac down and just like, hold on, bro, anything you can do, I can do better, and did the same thing to Pac also. I was just like, Wasn't expecting that. Then Pac hits an avalanche brainbuster onto Will Ospreay. That was brutal because they teased that on Dynamite when he did on some equipment to him as well. And then throughout the match, it was like counter after counter. It was like powerbombing the Hurricane Rana counter and stuff like that. There was a lot of counters. Then we get to the apron, and then Will Ospreay tries to go for like his springboard back elbow, but Pac catches him and gives him like a high release. Not a stalling, like he's about to do a stalling, but like a high release German suplex on the apron. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. Like Will Ospreay falls like on his back of his neck, upper shoulder area, like a, as you know, like a true high release German suplex. I was like, the fuck? Really? Because you know they was just going in, but then Pac tries to go for like a poison rana, but then no, Will Ospreay gets out of it, and then he gives Pac a poison rana. Pac kind of sells it. It kind of like, you know, gets that high intensity thing that the indie wrestlers do, but then Will Ospreay hits him with a lariat, and more stuff happens in the matchup. But then Will Ospreay does come out victorious and retains his championship. That was a banger of a match.
Yeah, after the match.
You said after the match?
Did you see what happened?
Hold on. Did I see what did happen after the match?
Ricochet came on.
Oh, that's right. My bad. I forgot about that. That was backstage. I was thinking about talking about the ring. Yeah, so backstage, Ricochet in a suit, you know, look hurt business like. I'm playing, y'all. And it looks like they're setting up Ricochet for an Ospreay.
Hey, honestly though, if they did do hurt business in AEW, I wouldn't be mad. Like Lashley and Ricochet or somebody and two other guys.
I mean, you know what? I wouldn't be mad. I don't know.
Lashley, Powerhouse, Ricochet, and somebody else.
I forgot about Powerhouse Hobbs. I forgot about
you know what? You can do Powerhouse and Ricky Starks, and then Ricochet and Lashley.
Ricky Starks is gone. I know your boy is gone. He's on his. Cody is
Scorpio Sky.
Sky. There you go. Yeah, Cody's on his way to getting Ricky Starks back. You know, getting in the WWE. So that's done. Yeah, they're setting that up. I don't know, me personally, because I'm trying to think. They do got that Arthur Ashe Stadium show Arthur Ashe Stadium coming up. I think they got that show coming up because I think Darby Allin will be challenging Bryan Danielson for the championship then. So they may try to do it on that show because I don't think they're going to wait till Full Gear. That makes no sense at all because that's not until November. So we gotta see what happens. Backstage, we're getting ready for the women's Chicago street fight. Willow Nightingale, aka Thicky, taking on Chris Statlander, and Chris Statlander is coming out with Stokely Hathaway, who, by the way, Stokely Hathaway, I don't know if he is the one that's giving these ideas for them to make these t-shirts, but he got, I don't know, cause I was trying to see if that was him on there, but he got a Belly t-shirt on for the movie Belly. For y'all, if y'all know, and I was like, that's a fly ass shirt. Now I'm just sitting there like, is that him and Statlander? I couldn't tell because I don't know if it was an actual Belly shirt or if it was like, you know, how they did with the Willow and Chris and the Ozzy Brothers shirt. I don't know. But I was just like, I need to find that out, to be honest with you. But
do you want to tell what his Remember the Time outfit?
Okay, now for those, because I did a review on All In also, but yeah, back during All In, Stokely Hathaway he came out in the whole Michael Jackson Remember the Time fit, and it was pissing me off a little bit that Excalibur was like, I think he's trying to emulate a Michael Jackson music. I was like, oh my god, y'all know out there how big my fans we are. It was making my skin crawl. I was like, how do you not know what that is? I knew by the font.
Because it's comfort.
Yeah, fair. I knew by the font what it was. You know what I'm saying? I knew by the font. But yeah, that was the, you know, look, I love how Stokely Hathaway, you know, blacks it up, you know, all the way. As the match gets started, I mean, like in the beginning of the match, Thicky is on the apron, and then Chris Statlander hits her with a chair and gives her a power bomb off the apron through the announce table. That's how we kicked the shit off. These women was in there. Willow Nightingale knows how to have a street fight. These women go in there and they're brawling. They pull out a table. They set the table up on the outside. Chris Statlander sets up Willow Nightingale on that table. She goes to the top rope and she does a swanton from the top of the ring to the outside. Willow moves. Willow don't move fast enough, so Chris Statlander's legs hit her in the back of the neck.
Crushed.
Huh?
She got crushed.
She got slapped because she didn't move fast enough, and she came down. So it's kind of like she gave her like a Houston hangover down, and it came like it smacked her because like it hit her so hard to the point where it's like her face kind of hit the mat on the outside. She tried to roll away. I was just like, you gotta be a little bit quicker. This was it kind of like a Houston hangover. But she had to sell like she missed it. But I was like, yeah, she got caught on that son bitch. So, as Statlander is trying to, you know, get her from the broken table, Willow's getting energized, and then she comes around the ring, and then pounces Chris Statlander through the barricade. I thought that was nice. I thought it was, first of all, I love seeing the pounce, even though because I know your boy Marcus Corvon, you know, did the best.
The what?
The pounce.
The what?
The pounce.
Oh my god! I thought you were gonna say it right. Okay.
Oh! Wait, what did he call it again?
The pow.
Oh yeah. Oh. I always thought he did it the best. I did like, but then also you got to have a good person to help sell it. You know what I'm saying? Also, because, you know, help get some air on there, like Adam Cole and Keith Lee. Lord, you know.
Yeah, no, Keith Lee. Keith Lee could be in the hurt business too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. I think after his contract, I think he's gonna try to go back to where his wife is at, WWE. So it's a possibility. But yeah, she gets pounced through the barricade, and I was like, so the fight goes, and then they are fighting up the ramp, and then there's this trash can up there. I think that Stokely got Chris Statlander. They was stiffing each other. So Willow's on the stage, like you know, her back is showing, and then Chris Statlander takes the trash can. She smacks the shit out of her back with the trash can, like. You hear it. I was like, was that a gimmick trash can? I think that may have been real. I'm like, that sounded like it hurt. Then she gives her a suplex on the stage. Then she grabs Chris Statlander, gives a suplex to Will Nightingale on the stage. Then she grabs a barbed wire baseball bat. I don't know if you saw his prime. I'm gonna let you know what happened. Will Nightingale said, "You know I like Nick Gage, right?" So Chris Statlander goes to swing. And Will Nightingale
you said you what?
Will Nightingale said, you know,
No. What did you say?
I said, she likes Nick Gage.
Yeah, well, she has some input on the main event, apparently.
Yeah, so Chris Statlander tries to go swing the barbed wire baseball bat at Willow Nightingale. She ducks and hits her clear across the head with some fluorescent light bulbs. That's what I was talking about. She hit her with the fluorescent light bulbs. It was a sick transition too, and I was just like, that. I know, Prime, you have probably, because you know us wrestling fans, we try stupid shit or shit actually happens by accident. I know. Have you been hit with a fluorescent light bulb or fell on you by accident?
No, I don't like to get hit with steel chairs off light bulbs. No, I don't like to do that.
No. Okay, listen. Okay, I'm letting you know right now. I was not having a death match with fluorescent light bulbs, but when I was working and
I know you told me. That's why I said.
Exactly. Okay. Now, the steel chair was my fault because Chubbs hit me the wrong way with it. But when it came to the fluorescent light bulb, I was working at Boscov's, and they had the fluorescent lights.
The chair would have hurt either way.
I was like, whoo! Trust me, I am not selling. This shit hurt. But the fluorescent light bulb, I dropped one when I was working at Boscov's in the receiving department. And that joint splattered and let that chalk thing on my leg, and that joint stung. I was like, why is my leg like itching like that? So if she get hit on the head with that, that's insane. So Willow continues to beat her up, but then Chris Statlander like pushes her back, and then she spears her off the stage. Which, I mean, the stage ain't that high, but she spears her off the stage through these tables down at the bottom. Even though I wanted the cameraman to kind of back off, because you could tell it had them lined up with Chris. Will Knight and Chris Statlander was talking to each other like, "Oh, you okay after that? Okay, we did it good." I was like, "Yo, please back up off what the fuck they saying." You know what I'm saying? Sell it a little bit to me. The action gets back into the ring, and I thought this was insane. Chris Statlander gets the thumbtacks out, so we gotta get a thumbtack spot, right? And she's trying to slam Willow on there, but then Willow reverses. She's trying to go for a Death Valley Driver on there, but then Chris Statlander gets out of it. She kicks Willow. She goes for the axe kick. Willow moves out the way, and Chris Statlander hits a split right on the thumbtacks. Can you believe that shit, Brian?
I can believe it.
She goes for the axe kick and hits a split right on. Like, it's all on her thighs and shit. I'm just like all on the foot. It's everywhere. And then Willow picks her up and does a Death Valley Driver to her onto the thumbtacks, but she still kicks out. The ending of the match came where Chris Statlander gets a chain, like a thick ass chain from Stokely Hathaway, and she like puts it like a crossface on Willow Nightingale and like chokes her with it, and then she taps out and Chris Statlander wins. I just would have liked it better if she just passed out opposed to tapping out. But
I mean, yeah, but when you take a attack spot like that, you can't really do nothing else.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you could do something else, but I'm saying, like, you use a attack spot on a split. It's kind of like, okay.
No, I'm talking. It hurt. But she choked out Willow Nightingale.
No, but I'm saying, like, the attack spot, it hurt, but it's not like it don't seem effective. For what I'm saying, like,
yeah, no. But I know. All I'm saying is when she choked out, because after the attack spot, she choked out Willow Nightingale with the chain. All I'm saying was I still wanted Statlander to win the match. I'm just saying, but instead of Willow Nightingale tapping out, like tapping with her hand, she could just passed out. Is what I'm saying. It's so it can look like, like the strong baby face is trying to fight through it all, but it's just not enough. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay, now it's the fatal 4-way match for the AEW Continental Championship. We got Okada versus Mark Briscoe versus Orange Cassidy versus Takeshita. Everybody just wanted Takeshita and Okada. Why couldn't we just get that? Why do we have to have Cassidy and Mark Briscoe in this match?
Because they wanted to get them on the card.
I
feel like Tony feels indebted to Jay Briscoe to where he got to put Mark Briscoe on every single card.
I don't mean to laugh, right? Because I get it. I understand that because because of the shit that happened. But right now, this wasn't warranted to be a fatal 4-way. But I mean, we got some good fatal 4-way action. I mean, they had the little pile-up spot on the outside, which I don't care for. And then Mark Briscoe said, "Well, I'm gonna get my Sabu on and set the chair up, and then run off the chair and then fall on everybody on the outside and do the pile-up spot as well, or at least to catch that he landed on." Orange Cassidy does his little orange slap stuff like that. See, I don't care about all that. We didn't get to the meat and potatoes until the end of the fatal 4-way match when they had to stare down between Takeshita and Okada. And that's when the fans got about their seat. And they was like, this is what we want to see. So then we started doing the whole Japanese forearm shit. And they had to be doing the little stiffs. And when Okada went for I thought this was a beautiful sequence. He goes, he runs the rope, he hits a drop kick. Then he tries to go for the Rainmaker on Takeshita. He ducks and turns into a Blue Thunder Bomb. That was dope. The end of the matchup came when instead of they got the Takeshita out, but then Okada hits the Rainmaker on Orange Cassidy to pins him, and then wins the matchup. So I am looking forward to a Takeshita and Okada one-on-one matchup later on. I do believe, I know you believe as well, that will be a damn good match, wouldn't it? Because I think they're just still trying to save Okada for Kenny Omega whenever he comes back.
I think that also, I don't think they want to. I don't think they want to use that on just a regular, like full gear type of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
They want to wait.
As they should. Next up, in my personal opinion, was probably the weakest match on the card, and I hate saying that about my sister, but this match was not better than anything on the card. And when it comes to women's matches, this match was not better than Willow and Chris Statlander, because the women didn't kill each other. But that is for the TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné taking on Hikaru Shida, which is a woman that she beat a couple
weeks. That was just a throwaway match. Not just to Hikaru Shida, but like,
I mean,
they only put her in there when they want a strong, solid match, but they just want a throwaway match.
Exactly. I mean, it really was nothing much to it. I mean, they worked all right, but it just wasn't interesting to me at all. And they tried to build up some kind of storyline of Hikaru Shida that, like, at the end didn't want to use her kendo stick on Mercedes Moné, which I was like, what does this have to do with their story? Because did Mercedes use it on her at one point? Did I miss something? I don't know. But to me, it was all right at best. But in my personal opinion, of everything we got on here, even when it comes to the Young Bucks match, I thought this was like the weakest card. I mean, not the weakest card. It was just not too appealing to me. And then Mercedes hits her Mercedes bomb, or the Monet bomb, whatever the fuck she called it. But she needs a new finish, by the way. And she retains the title because we already fucking knew that, you know what I'm saying? So, whatever. It's whatever. Then it's time for like the double main event, right? We get Bryan Danielson taking on Jack Perry for the AEW World Championship. I know a lot of people did not like the idea of Jack Perry getting his title shot, but I was like, if you're going to help build Jack Perry up, and what you're going to need to do is have him in these kind of situations. And he just beat Darby Allin at All In 2 weeks ago in that rushed ass coffin match. So yeah, you could put him in this championship matchup, but you know damn well he ain't gonna win. Not yet. So, but however, with that being said, the match was pretty good. Bryan Danielson thought he was, Bryan Danielson from 2007, and, doing a springboard to the outside and flip it on Jack Perry. I was like, bro, come on now. You don't want to. You only got a little bit longer, to be doing this. So let's not try that. Jack Perry gives Bryan Danielson the Randy Orton DDT on the outside, and right there playing on his head. Then the usual Bryan Danielson stuff that we get, the elbows in the corner, the knees, and I thought it was a pretty decent matchup for what it was. But there was no convincing me that Jack Perry was going to win the matchup. Bryan Danielson wins the matchup, but the big story comes at the end, because at the end, your boy Killswitch come out, and the whole patriarch come out, and they start jumping Bryan Danielson. Then we have a stare down between Jack Perry and Killswitch, because no longer Jurassic Express. If anybody remembers that, remember that? They have a stare down, and then the other members of the patriarchy come down. But then I don't remember if it's the Elite or the Blackpool Combat Club. No, the Blackpool Combat Club runs them off first. You still there, Prime?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the patriarch comes down, but then John Moxley comes out, and then Claudio, and then Pac and all them, they all come out and then to protect Bryan Danielson. But then they the Elite come out, they try to attack Danielson, the Black Combat Club fights them all. They celebrate with Danielson in the ring. But then Moxley gives an uppercut to Bryan Danielson. And then Wheeler Yuta's like, what the hell's going on? And Pac holds back Wheeler Yuta. And like they start beating down Bryan Danielson. Like Wheeler Yuta is crying. And Pac is holding him back like in a little chokehold in a way. So he has to watch.
Wait. Look.
Yeah.
Claudio, he just made an uppercut. He no-sold it, but he was shocked. I was so confused when he did it.
Yeah, he was like, huh? Why
he gave him an
that?
uppercut, but he didn't sell it. But he was just sitting there like,
so, and they was on his ass, and then Moxley sits there and grabs a plastic bag. He grabs the plastic bag and he wraps the plastic bag around Bryan Danielson's head and starts choking him. And the fans are chanting, "This is murder," because he's killing this guy. With the plastic bag around his head, Will Hughes is sitting there having to watch until he's like passed out dead. And so I don't know if this is a new version of Blackpool Combat Club, if that Blackpool Combat Club thing is just dead, but Bryan Danielson,
I know that Moxley and Marina Shafir have been like going around beating people up.
Yeah.
And if you notice, everybody that's quote unquote in that little faction was in WWE, so you know.
You know what? You have a point.
They saying this might be
the whole shame.
This might be where the money comes in. That
the money. But but here's the funny thing though, because I was talking about this on the podcast last week, and I was talking to Q about it, but I don't think he really got a grasp on it. I was like, Moxley is more AEW than I feel as though he's WWE. You know what I'm saying now?
Yeah, that is true, but I guess he said.
I mean, because him and Pac was in AEW like if not the beginning, right there at the beginning, and their careers have been so much impacted by AEW. It's like I see them more as AEW guys than I do WWE guys. It's different. It's different. It's different than it was like with Kurt Angle. Where Kurt Angle had this big ass, illustrious main evented WrestleMania career in WWE, then went to TNA, and even in 2012, I was like, he can still be a WWE guy. It don't feel like that with Moxley though. He just been in WWE too long, you know what I'm saying? Or it's kind of like if Keith Lee was like to have an angle like this, I'm like, you know what, Keith Lee feel more NXT and WWE to me than he do AEW because he ain't been there. You know? So, but yeah, but you're right, it was Marina Shafir, it was Pac, Claudio Castagnoli, and John Moxley. But they still been asking Darby Allin for a talk because Darby Allin got a championship match coming up with Bryan Danielson. So I'm just assuming that that's what we're working and building up to. But now it's time for the main event. It's time for the motherfucking main event. The unsanctioned steel cage match between Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. These guys have been trying to kill each other for months, and they have had bangers of matches. They have not had a bad match yet. Wrestle Dream was their first one, great match. Then they had that very violent match at Full Gear. Then they was part of that triple threat match at Dynasty. But now it's an unsanctioned steel cage match because Hangman said that Swerve can't beat him without anybody else around. So when the match starts, Swerve goes and boots the shit out of Hangman and tries to beat him down, beat him down as the cage is coming down, and tries to decapitate Hangman as the cage is coming down. Because he sees the cage coming down, but he's still like beating him up on the outside of the ring and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's just trying to keep his head there while the cage is coming down. Meanwhile, as he's doing all that, Prince Nana is getting all the equipment to go inside the cage because, let me tell y'all something. They finally, I don't want to say smarten up, but they got the regular steel cage. Remember their steel cage used to be like you can go on the outside of it like a Hell in a Cell, but it had an open roof.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say they smarten up, but they just wanted to be unique.
You want to be. You're right. I will admit that. You're right. I would say smarten up was a wrong choice of words for that. But it's more of a standard steel cage match opposed to what AEW is used to, because I think they did that because of the story that they were going to tell it in the cage.
I mean, I still kind of like the one that Cody did when it was Cody and Warlow, that big one.
Yes. That's the one I like. It's like that's the one. Is that the one that Adam Copeland and Malachi Black was in? Or was it more standard?
No, that one was different. The one with Warlow, it was just it goes to the floor up, like you can't go to the outside, but it starts from the outside, not from the apron.
Yeah, but this one was it was like a standard WWE cage. So listen, y'all. I'm just going to get to the violent parts of this matchup. I can't even do a play-by-play. 30 minutes of just pain, okay? The staple gun is back. And Adam Page is just stapling Swerve's chest, and he's like not selling this shit at all. Then he just grabs Adam Page and starts stapling his back with the staple gun. And then gives him a backbreaker on this thing. And I'm just like, this staple gun shit is it's insane, because it ain't the last time we're gonna see that a staple gun. But no, we get more. We get barbed wire. Swerve is hung up on a top rope. Hangman Page gets the barbed wire, wraps around his arm. There's a springboard clothesline to Swerve right across his chest with the barbed wire. Of course, we get chair shots galore, and they are just wailing on each other with the steel chair shots. Swerve is going in on Hangman with the steel shit that's hitting him right across the back with the steel chair. Then I don't know how you feel about it, Brian. I don't know, cause I was like, part of me was like, oh my god, let's get intense. But then the other part of me was like, yo, this is really fucking dangerous. Well, after Swerve beats the shit out of Hangman with the chair, he sits up in the corner. He lawn darts. Kind of like how Gargano used to do in NXT. Lawn darts Hangman right into the chair in the corner. And I mean, he like darts him the fuck out of there. There's this Home Depot kind of crate that's, that little black and yellow one. I got a couple of them downstairs. And I'm like, what the hell is in there? Swerve takes it up. It's a cinder block. Swerve pulls out the cinder block, and then he gets Hangman in like this glory special. For anybody who or it's kind of like a, what's the move I'm looking for, Prime? It's like he got his arm locked, and he's kind of like on Swerve's back, but he's like sitting up a little bit because he drops him down.
It's kind of like the go.
Yeah. And he drops him down lower back right on the cinder block. He drops him so hard on the cinder block, it makes a bruise right on Hangman's lower back. I was like, that's insane. That's fucking insane. Of them keep doing these like cinder block shots. There's a table in the ring that Prince not doing there. They set the table up. And Swerve sets the table up in the corner, has Hangman hanging from the top rope. He goes up on the top rope and gives him the double, the Swerve stomp off the top rope through the table. And I was like, that was fucking intense. Adam Page also, he has this like burnt piece of, like a burnt steak from the house, like a piece of the wood that's from the house, right? I thought it was a fucking knife at first. But he has that, and he's about to stab Swerve with it, but Swerve like takes it from him, and he starts stabbing Hangman in the head with it as he's crying, because this is part of his childhood home, and he's just stabbing Hangman in the head with it, and he's bleeding. I'm like, this is insanely violent. Hangman comes back, and then now, since Swerve got hit with the cinder block, he gives Swerve a straight up power bomb on the cinder block. like lower back and all, hits that power bomb right on Swerve on the lower back. I'm just sitting there right now. I'm like, this shit is,
like it hurt.
huh?
Looked like it hurt.
That shit like it hurt. I was like, bruh, y'all gotta be careful with these cinder blocks because that's I don't know how I feel about that. So then, after the cinder block, he just starts weighing on Swerve with the steel chair, but then Swerve starts laughing, kind of like how he was at Full Gear, which I did with the staple gun. Oh shit, I forgot about this spot. Swerve has the picture that he showed in that video of his family and stuff like that, and he takes the staple gun and he starts stapling the pictures of his family to Hangman's face, and they staying on there. And then he got the picture stapled all like on Hangman's face, everything like that, and then just like this motherfucker goes and does another move. I forgot to say about that spot because that was like, that shit is intense. The show that these staples are really going in these guys. But like I was saying, he goes and he is beating Swerve with this steel chair, right? And then Swerve starts laughing, and Hangman like, "Yo, you laughing at me?" And then he's like, he's really started laughing, like he's like enjoying it, right? So then Hangman grabs Swerve, opens his mouth, and takes his grill out. Hangman's not done yet because he goes and he pulls out these syringes, and we're like, "What the fuck is this?" Like I really said that. Like, what the fuck is this? Whether it's numbing drugs or that, it's drugs. He takes a syringe, puts it in Swerve's mouth, like you see it in. He opens his mouth and puts it inside his cheek and injects whatever is in the syringe into Swerve's mouth. So then the laughing shit stopped. Then Hangman gets this chair, and then he just unprotected under the cracks Swerve's right over the head with the steel chair. Obviously, it had to be like a gimmick chair because the chair broke. Like, it just shattered right over Swerve's head. The referee said he's done. Stop. The match is over. It's done. It was an unsanctioned steel cage match in the first place, and Hangman he wins the matchup. Now, of course, when it's unsanctioned, it doesn't count, you know. But he gets the visible win here. And after the matchup, they had to raise the cage. Chris Down, everybody in there is going there to try and check on Swerve. Hangman Page tries to come back and attack him, but then no, he backs him up from there. Then he just falls to his knees and starts screaming on the ramp out of happiness, anger, or like, I finally got to destroy Swerve. It was intense. That was a very violent, brutal, uncomfortable main event.
Presented by Nick Gage.
Except presented by Nick Gage.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was just like, no, thank you. I know because I thought the match, I thought it was a phenomenal match. I thought it was a thumbs up show. So let me get that out there right now. I thought it was a thumbs up show. It's just it just made me uncomfortable at some point. Like the whole syringes thing, I was like, bro, I ain't need that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not saying I don't like needles. I can take them, but I mean, no, I wasn't feeling that shit at all. It's making my skin crawl. The cinder block is kind of how I felt about when they had the Aleister Black Adam Cole street fight in NXT, and Adam Cole took that
chairs.
on the spine of the chairs, fell on them. I was like to me that's stupid. Because I'm like, I get you can have a brutal match, but those things is things that can really end careers. Heyman got dropped in that cinder block so hard it was a bruise on his back. Cause that's your lower spine, and anything can snap her. And then Swerve got straight power bombed on that bitch. And then staple guns to the face. I figured the staple gun was going to come back because they had the staple gun in full gear, so they was going to bring that back full circle. So yeah. Overall, I think it was still an amazing show. Still a thumbs up show. AEW knows how to put on pay-per-views. They know how to put on great shows. It's just that the build-up got better because it was just so thrown together. But they got about 9,000 people up there in Chicago, and that's been pretty good. So I'm like, let's try to keep the momentum going. See what's gonna happen with this TV deal. You know, all that kind of great stuff. So I'm hoping. I'm just hoping. But yeah. But that was All Out. I thought All In, All Out were two back-to-back great shows for them in the month of August, and now so we gotta let some storylines build up so we can chill. No more pay-per-views until November.